Alright. Another GFW Trains live stream coming right at you from the Prairie State Railroad. It's been a hot minute since we've been around. For those of you who don't know us, I'm Wally. I'm George, otherwise known as GFW Trains. We talk about everything postal trains. It's been a while, huh, George? Oh, and look, guest star up there in the front. Bill Caverna, CEO WJK Enterprises and engineer of the mighty 84 steam engine. WJK Products. Very nice. Very nice. So, the reason why we're on here is more not to necessarily show our ugly mugs here, but to see if I can. Wish I could switch this, but I guess I can't. Let me see. Nope, that's not it. Alright, anyway, we'll do it this way. But yeah, we're on the phone here, and we have got a lot of neat stuff to show to you today. Specifically, the White Creek Railroad. So, White Creek Railroad, for those of you that don't know, is a 7.5 gauge railroad. Just like this. I'll turn the camera around here so you can see. Nope, turned it off there. There we go, this one. It's a 7.5 gauge railroad in Cedar Springs, Michigan. And we're lucky enough to be invited out here and run every year. And we come out and run. We've got diesel hydraulic ourselves, Morris switcher, baby. Morris switcher, and then Bill here has got the Northern Pacific 84 consolidated steam engine. So, hey Dave, welcome aboard. Howdy to you too. But yeah, we wanted to share this with you because it's really good. In the meantime, for those of you guys that haven't seen the GFW Trains show around in a while, welcome back. It's good to be here.
It is.
George is now a little bit older from when you guys met him, and now he's 20 years old.
It's crazy, actually.
Yeah, isn't it? Dave's asking, are you guys going to the National Train Show next weekend by chance? Dave, we're not going to make it out there, unfortunately. Just we got a lot of stuff piled up in our week in the next week, and so we're not going to be able to make it out there, but we got to make it to one of those national conventions soon. This one's going to be a really good one out there in Florida. So yeah, this is a town called Summit here. Each little area has got some switch yards, and on the work days here, they will, or not work days, but on the switching days, they'll switch from town to town.
Are we back?
I'm not sure. All right.
Anyways, so what the Firebox does is it heats up. It gets you put the coal in there and it heats up really, really hot. And so that heat goes through the tubes, which essentially boil up the water around the tubes. Well, when you operate, or when you operate the steam engine, ash or coal and ash go from the tubes to the front of the boiler. And what you do is or at least when operating 84, is you have to take off the front of the engine, clean all the ash out. So take a vacuum. You'll take all the ash out, or you'll vacuum up all the ash, and then what you do is you'll take this giant, like, almost looks like a chimney brush, a mini chimney brush, and you'll run it back and forth in each one of the tubes to clean out the tubes. And it's amazing how much soot comes out of those tubes. And that takes probably about, 15 minutes, but from there, what you do is you'll empty the ashtray. The ashtray is always kind of the main culprit for when steam engines run poorly. You'll have a full ashtray because there's no, and how the ashtray works is in a firebox, it's not just like a firebox in the boiler. What happens is there's these grates on the bottom of the firebox that the coal sits on top of. And as the coal burns, it breaks down and turns into ash. Well, when it's small enough, it falls through this grate and goes in the ash tray. But this is is also one of the main sources for air, or oxygen, to keep the fire going. So when the ashtray is full, less oxygen gets to the boiler, hence a smaller fire, hence low pressure. But anyways, you have to go under the engine and fill the ash, or empty the ashtray out. From there, what you do, put the ashtray back in, then you just do little stuff around the locomotive. So like lubricating the drivers, making sure your injectors work. Sometimes you'll have to soak the injectors in vinegar to clean them up. And then filling the boiler with water, that's another step. Once you have the steam engine filled with about 3/4 of a tank of or boiler full of water, then what you do is you fill up the steam engine with coal, base layer of coal, and then you put a bunch of wood in there. And from there, there's other little things that you have to do, but I mean they're kind of just like unnecessary. It's kind of a specific part of the steam engine. But yeah, anyways, so basically then from there you kind of take a propane torch and light the fire. You find a way to light the fire, and once that fire is lit, you'll just wait for the steam engine to get off the peg. So basically what I mean by get off the peg is with these miniature steam engines, I think that, and this was what told to me by Bill, is in order for it to be modeled or considered a in order for this to be considered a like model, it's got to run under 150 psi, and so ideally the engine pop off, which is basically kind of like when the engine tells you that it has too much pressure in the boiler, is about 120 on this specific engine. But I don't even know what I was talking about.
The pop off.
Yeah. But anyways, from the pop off. So getting off the tank.
There's the pop off.
There's the pop off. So he's running at 120 psi right now, and once it goes off, it'll probably go down 5 pounds and be at 115. When I pop off, normally what you do is you add water to cool the boiler down and add less steam. But anyways, to what I was saying, you wait for it to get off the peg. So the fire will heat up the water inside the boiler, and it'll create steam. And so basically getting off the peg takes about an hour. It's just a lot of waiting, and for the fire to get hot enough to heat the engine. And once that's ready, once you get to, or ideally what you do is you wait for it to pop off. That's when you know the engine's ready to go. So once it pops off, you'll basically do these quarter blowdowns, which is where you're blowing steam through the cylinder cocks, so you know they work. And yeah, and then once you're done, you're ready to go, and you just feed it coal and water, and do general maintenance as you go around the railroad. On the number 84, you have about an hour of like good run time before like stuff starts to go wrong. And normally it could be anything. Normally the main culprit's a full ash pan, and the solution to that is just every hour 30 minutes, you just empty the ash pan, and then it'll start to run sluggishly. But also, I mean that's kind of the runtime of the 84.
So George, how much coal does it use? Like when you're operating it, how often do you have to shovel coal?
I mean, so it kind of depends per steam engine, but with the 84, I like to put coal in quite frequently. I've been told I overfire a lot. Maybe like every 5 to 10 minutes you'll add coal. It just all depends on the situation.
So where are we at right now?
So we're going over Green River right now. One of our favorite spots of the railroad. You'll see why in a second. Because, and you'll see why it's called Green River too. But yeah, so we're on the, I couldn't tell you what side of the railroad, but we're going towards, this is the whole main line basically. This is kind of the main route of the railroad. So yeah, they have this really cool trestle bridge here. It's kind of scary, and then you go into this pond that they call Green River right here. And this is why it's called Green River.
Hi Maverick, how are you? Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Maverick.
Boom, there you go. Hey,
Yep.
Maverick.
Dave, yes, we will be at Train Fest this year. And thanks so much, George. You're getting some props about how well you're explaining the steam engine.
Oh, thanks. But yeah, so now we're on our way to, I forget the name of the town, but we're going uphill. And this is uphill grade for about a mile, would you say?
Yeah.
And this is kind of the hardest part for the steam engine. I think what Bill's going to do is take us all the way around the railroad, so we'll end up in Cornertown, our personal favorite part of the railroad. But right now, I'll tell you the name of the town in a little bit. I just got to see the water tower. But what's cool about the railroad is it's a single track in the whole way around. And with each town, maybe every 100 yards, would you say?
Yeah.
There's a passing siding. And so you can run bi-directional trains, which is really cool. And all the towns have industries. So as we go by, I'll have my dad pan over to this industry. This is Sleepy Hollow. And you have two directions. You can either go back to camp, or you can go to Fremont, which is, Ferndale, sorry, which is at the top of this big hill. This hill's at the base of the S.
Is Ferndale up the hill?
No, it's the first town before the
Right.
S curve. But yeah. So right now we have a brief break from the uphill, and then we're going to go straight up. And here's another example. This track right here goes back to
Hey Ira, thanks for joining us.
back to Summit, which is one of the bigger parts of the railroad. Or not Summit. Gosh, what's the name? Hidden Valley Yard.
So just joining us is Wally and George. George explaining from GFW Trains, and Bill Cabernis. Bilko is up there driving the steam locomotive. We're at the operating the steam locomotive, 84 consolidation at the White Creek Railroad in Cedar Springs, Michigan. If you've never been here, it's like I said, it's in Michigan. It's about 5 hours of or 5 miles of track going all around some forests, ponds, trees. It's really a beautiful spot. And we've been lucky enough and had the privilege to be able to come out here and hang out and operate trains here. Thanks for joining us. Do us a favor, smash that like button so that we can get back into streaming things with the algorithm. It's been a hot minute since GFW Trains has been doing live streams.
Here's Ferndale, and as you can see, if you pan out, actually not yet, you won't be able to see it yet, but you'll be able to see the S curve, the giant S curve. It's going up a hill. From here, I think the next town up is Middle Tree, and Middle Tree, there's no industries there, but it's just a passing siding because it's a long stretch without a passing siding. So here you can see the block, so it turned, we got a yellow signal going through. One of my favorite parts about the steam engine is I love hearing the labor chuck with the when it's going up a hill.
Hey, can you guys all hear George okay? I think he's all right, but it is kind of, the steam engine is relatively loud, so I'm trying to hold it near his face or his head. So I'm backing up here. There's George, but I'm trying to hold it so that you're able to hear him. Yeah, Katrina, it is really beautiful here at night with they hear the engine, and one of the neatest parts about White Creek, I think, is the fireflies, because the fireflies come out so en masse. There's so many of them, and it's so beautiful. But even beyond the fireflies, like you said, just operating the trains on the railroad, the engines on the railroad with the headlights and everything, it's just pretty cool. So what's town is this one, George?
This is Middle Tree. And I wouldn't even really consider it a town, but it's just kind of a passing siding. And then here you can see it, it's called Middle Tree because there's a tree in the middle of the passing siding. And then here's another part, one of my favorite parts of the railroad. I think this is called Apple Tree. And there's a yard here, and it's pretty cool. So there's 4 tracks that come in and make this intersection, or not intersection, but junction. And you have a lot of options here. So we'll see what Bill chooses. And it looks like, oh.
This is one of the other cool parts of the railroad. I'm gonna pan out here just so you can see the tracks. Hey, KNR Custom Models. Yes, it's been a hot minute since we've been out here doing anything, but it's good to be back. Coming right at you. We got Bill up there in the front, operating a steam locomotive, the 84 Consolidation Northern Pacific.
Right.
As we're stopped here, I'm gonna get a little closer look at this. You can see up there we've got the red light on the signal. So here's Bill. He's actually feeding some coal in there. See the firebox? Pretty cool.
It's all aglow.
All of the gauges, just like a regular steam locomotive. Bill's operating all the different valves. There's coal down there. This is in Michigan. We're at the White Creek Railroad in Cedar Springs, Michigan. Yeah, how about this crossing here? Pretty massive. There's George. So yeah, we've still been around. We've still been doing train stuff. Just George is getting into more things now, getting older. He's going to college. Graduated from high school. Got done with his first year of college. Played baseball, got done with baseball. Now he's just locked into thanks KNR. Locked into getting the next step of his career done, or career going. Coached baseball this last year, which was really cool. I was really honored to see him do that. He had the opportunity to coach high school baseball with Yorkville High School.
That's right, yeah.
We've been waiting here, and we're thinking that there might not be a train that's coming through. We might have a bad signal here.
Somebody forgot to clear their block. Oh, they're coming. I hear the sounds.
Hustle muscle.
Oh, shoot. Not hustle muscle.
Hustle muscle.
What are we taking polls on the railroad? I'm thinking. Oh, no. I was wrong. That was the blower I thought I heard.
So,
I'm trying to figure if I can hear anybody.
I hear steam engine.
So yeah, Ira, in terms of, it's just George and I on here right now, but the steam engine can carry many more than just George and I. It's just we only had a couple cars here today, and we wanted to take everybody out for a special run on the live stream here. So this is just very intimate. You can see down here right before we went live, as per what you always happens when you're operating model trains, is the train came off the track, so they had to use that jack right there to get the trains back on. So it's kind of neat. They the operations here is very much like a real railroad, and there is signals that people use to signals that people use in order to indicate whether you're on a block or off the block. and once you're off the block, you have to clear the signal. I think we came to this red light here. At least we've got our
So basically what we think happened, the train came through here and didn't clear the block. So what we had to do is we had to clear the block ourselves, and we're proceeding with caution. Essentially there is another train up here, but we don't think that they cleared the block, so we're going through the block and we're going to meet up with them. If we were wrong, then, well, there will be a head-on collision.
SMT, how you doing, big guy? Proceed with caution.
Proceed with caution is right. Look at that labor truck, baby.
Thanks for coming, guys. It's good to see everybody back. It's been a hot minute since GFW Trains has been live, so it's good to be back, huh, George?
Yeah. Fun.
SMT Mainline says if you need another train, train, just pull a Casey Jones and throw the locomotive in reverse.
Right, yeah. All right. Going to Glenwood.
Yeah, it is choo-choo in the woods. That's exactly what it is. But this is a lot more than a choo-choo. It's actually really cool. It's a coal-fired steam locomotive, and we're in White Creek, Michigan. Or no.
Oh, yeah?
Cedar Springs, Michigan. I'm sorry, not White Creek, Michigan. Cedar Springs, Michigan. But the railroad's called the White Creek Railroad.
I wonder what the name came from, where the name came from. You know what I mean? There's got to be an origin there. Other than every
What's that?
big railroad has creek in the name, right?
Feels like it.
Mill Creek, White Creek. I don't know. Those are the only two I can think of. Big railroads.
Big railroads.
All right.
So yeah, like I said, it's kind of neat to along that proceed with caution. When you hit when you come into the signals, George, maybe you can explain the way that the signals work here.
So the way the signals work is it's all kind of on your own. There's no dispatch or operator dispatch here. Basically how they work, and I'll explain a little bit more when we get into town, but the way, since it's a single track main going all the way around, the way it works is basically you come up to a block and you have to claim the block. And how you claim the block is there are these switches in every passing siding. And, there's a yellow switch that lets you claim the blocks, and there's a red switch that when you go through the block that you just were in, you have to hit so it clears the block and it shows that nobody else is on this block. So when we come up to, I don't remember the name of the town, Glenwood, I think, well, you'll see Bill hit a red PVC pipe, and that'll show that the block is claimed. Since there is a green light up above, that means the block is free, and that we are free to go through the block. Right now we're on our way to Cornertown, so it's mainly downhill from here. But, alright, so on this side, you're going to see Bill hit this red piece of PVC pipe, and the signal behind us is going to turn green. And then from here, see that signal up above? Bill is going to hit the next, he's going to hit the yellow PVC. It's going to turn yellow. And that signifies that we have claimed the block. So, yeah.
And when we get the other side, you hit the red one, and that'll turn it back to green for the next locomotive, right?
Train, yes. And if you're ever coming the other way and you see a red signal, that means the train's coming towards you. So, yeah. I don't think we'll be seeing too many trains on the live stream. We already saw one, actually. But that's about it. All right, so here we're coming through, and it's all downhill to Cornertown.
So you have to talk about Cornertown, George.
So Cornertown is the furthest spot on the railroad from Russ's house, and Russ is the owner of the Prairie State Railroad. Anyways, it's kind of cool because it's in the middle of nowhere, and you can see, there's a giant pavilion there, and the pavilion there was actually the inspiration for my Eagle Scout project, which is kind of a fun nugget of knowledge, but yeah. So it's basically a straight shot all the way down from Cornertown from there. So yeah, we'll pass the town, and then from there we claim the block straight to Cornertown. We'll go to Cornertown Station. I'm not sure if we'll take a stop there. It depends on how well Bill's steam engine's running, but or how many pounds we're at to make it back up the grade back to Maplewood. Is that what we're saying?
Yep.
Right? Yeah, back to Maplewood. Oh, did it stop here? Stop the engine just to get it back to a state where it is, you know, not just best to operate in. I'm assuming Bill. I think he's putting coal in. I think he's lining the fire. Well, he's trying to build the pressure back up in the cement because he did mention that we were running at 100, and then once we hit about 15 minutes ago, it just dropped to 80, which is not necessarily ideal. It'll run well on 80, but also that's like if it drops from 100 to 80 quick, it might be a problem. We're going downhill, so if we can run around the coast, but when we're down the hill, we're screwed. I think we'll be fine though. Yesterday I was running through here, and I went up the hill on 60 psi. Although I had to get off and push it, but still made it up. Made it back to Maplewood where I was able to steam down. But yep.
George, you get some compliment on your trucker hat.
Thank you. We're almost at Cornertown.
Thank you everybody for joining us. We're having a great time here. Having a good time. Here comes Cornertown and the inspiration for the station for George's Eagle project. This is a switching junction that they've got out here.
We'll flip that switch so it's on main and it'll stop. You gotta have jazz.
Hey Chris, how you doing? Lambo in the house. Yeah, we missed everybody on our live streams. That's why we thought we might be fun time to catch up with everybody here on our live stream. So, Railroad Institute of America, if you're just joining us, we're out at the White Creek Railroad in Cedar Springs, Michigan. And we are riding behind Bill Cabernis's lovely 84 Northern Pacific consolidation steam engine. We're taking a little break right here, do some steam engine work. Slag Cat, how you doing? Good to see you here. Thanks for joining us. As you can see, it's just like operating a real steam locomotive. Bill's cleaning the ash pan, I think.
Yeah.
There's a real ash hole in there. Yeah, it is a really cool machine for sure. Something that he's really proud of. Another train coming through, so we'll go on the other side here. So like we were talking about with the railroad, there's lots of people operating on this. Lots of different kind of equipment.
There's actually a steam engine up there too.
Well, there's another steam engine around the corner, probably doing the same thing we are. So So those of you who have followed George all along with GFW Trains, when George was 17 years old in Scouts, he earned his Eagle Scout Award, and he built a station very much like this. This was the inspiration for his train station that he built for his Eagle project. He built that out in Big Rock, Illinois at the Prairie State Railroad. Yeah, you're right, Lambo. This is a cool way to cool way to spend the evening. So Ira, that was a box cab. I'm not sure what kind of a box cab that was. We just like the big horn on it.
Yeah, it's
You've seen that one around. We'll go up here. You can see this one. There's lots of. Today it's kind of winding down because here in Michigan it's about 8 o'clock. Everybody's starting to go to bed and everything like that. But during the day there's lots and lots of trains that are operating. George and I will be here tomorrow, but then we're leaving before the end of the day tomorrow. Oh, we got a couple up here. We got that box cab, and then we also have another steam locomotive that's getting watered up. That one's a Reading. Was that a 244? 444 Reading.
I had no idea they kept the tank
Squirrels are growling. Hey, so you want to see George's train station? So this is the inspiration for it. But George's train station, we'll have to do a live stream from Prairie State one day. That's out at Big Rock. This isn't it. This isn't the station. This is just the inspiration for a station. Actually, let me see if I think there's a way I can actually pull up his station. I'm probably gonna screw something up though. I don't know if I want to do that, guys. Ooh, there we go. We'll catch these guys steaming out. Yeah, little tractors. Now I get it, Katrina. There's the 84. So I think where we're going to go from here is a spot that they call 3 Mile Island. And they call it 3 Mile Island because that's where it's, I think, 3 miles of trackage away from where the main line starts, or the station. So we'll get right back aboard. Bill's, as you can see here, is got some coal he's putting into the boiler. You can see down in there the boiler's all fired up. He's got the gauges. Looks like we're at about 90 on the gauge there.
100
on the gauge.
There's the firebox.
There's the firebox down in there. Pretty neat, huh? All right, we're gonna get back on and ride around. There's George. Thanks everybody for joining us. If you're just joining us, that's Bilko up there. I'm Wally, and this is George, otherwise known as GFW Trains. And what are we doing tonight?
Everything. Most trains.
We're talking about trains tonight, mostly.
Slag Cat in the house. How you doing? All right. Get ready for that whistle.
Water.
It's amazing how different that thing acts when it's between 80 pounds and 100 pounds.
Yeah.
100 pounds, it just sucks right up. 80 pounds, it's like,
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for joining us tonight. If you're joining us, do me a solid, smash that like button. If you're new to GFW Trains, subscribe. Maybe we'll throw up a train video, huh, George?
Yeah.
It was very convincing, yeah.
it's on Thursday. Thursday night though.
Yeah, Thursday night, it's not Friday.
Oh yeah, it's not Fast Friday. It's Thursday night.
So it's tremendous. Throttle Thursday.
Throttle Thursday. So yeah, George, maybe you can talk a little bit about the smoke and what there's somebody had asked about like the different color of smoke and whether it's smoking a lot or just a little and what that means.
So the way Bilko runs his steam engine.
Right now we're running really rich to get the pressure up.
When you say rich, Bill, you mean like a really hot firebox with a lot of coal?
I'm really trying to get the fire to go, and right now I just put some water in, and that's something that makes the needle go down. So we were at about 100, and by putting water in, it went down to 80 pounds. So now I'm really boosting the fire with a lot of air, so that we can get the needle back on the rise. Once it's on the rise, we can get going. And the natural chuffing, the working of the engine, creates more draft, as in fanning the fire, and it will climb. Everybody it really runs well at 100 psi.
That's ideal. 100, and then 120 you pop off. But then I like to pop off because then I can blow the whistle a lot. Because then that's when the whistle sounds the best too, when it's at like 100 to 120. Although sometimes I'm scared to blow the whistle because it'll like take the speed, or you can watch the pressure gauge go from right here and it'll just slowly creep down. But yeah, that's if you're using the whistle a lot. Yeah.
As far as the different colors of smoke, it depends whatever kind of, it's from the coal, it's from the different types of coal. So right now we're running a mixture of about 3 different kinds of coal. And it's from different mines, different parts of the country. You can have stuff from Illinois, and that'll burn like really brown colored smoke. And some of this stuff, I'm not sure where it's from. Could be from Kentucky, could be from Virginia, could be from Pennsylvania. Harder coal. So we always have to have a draft. It's known as blacksmith coal. So like when you see a blacksmith, it just sits there and it glows orange. And then when you really want to get it hot, you'll see a blacksmith with the bellows blowing air on it. And then you'll see it get more yellow and with a flame. So it's giving off a lot, it's burning more and giving off a lot more BTU. So in the steam engine, what I'm doing is I'm actually using steam from the boiler.
There it is. Is it a boat or is it a train?
Who knows?
Yeah.
In urban.
I'm using steam from the boiler to create a draft. That's what it's literally blowing steam up, and it's creating a vacuum through the tube, sucking air underneath the coal and into the tubes and up the steps.
Lots going on here with the steam engine.
I can turn it off and it just doesn't smoke. Now I turn it on a little bit, it starts to smoke. Well, just as we were talking, it went from 80 pounds and right now it's at about 115 pounds.
Whoa.
It's like fanning a fire.
115. Pretty good.
All right, I think we're back on track. All aboard.
If you're just joining us, welcome to GFW Trains. We're talking about everything but mostly trains. Riding behind engineer Bill Cabernis's 84 steam locomotive. Northern Pacific 84. honest to goodness coal-fired steam locomotive at the Prairie State Railroad.
We're going to 3 Mile Island, which is one of the cooler spots on the railroad because there's a bridge that goes to this island in the middle of a swamp. And there's a loop track on the island, but it's a pretty cool place because just the bridge to get there is pretty amazing.
Yeah, the bridge is neat. Yes, it is the White Creek Railroad. If I said something else, I made a mistake. It is the White Creek Railroad in Cedar Springs, Michigan. I might have said Prairie State Railroad. If I said Prairie State Railroad, that's because that's the railroad that we belong to in Big Rock, Illinois. Home of Plowman Station, the Plowman Station.
The Plowman Station. The greatest station in all of the Midwest. In all the United States. In all the world.
Conrail 666, welcome. So he's excited, George, because he says he finally got Devious Diesel. A Lionel jumping boxcar, an item that you don't have.
Well, I'm happy for you, Conrail.
Here we go. Check this out, everyone. I can't do this justice.
Over here, and it's got a barge that's pretty cool. That's a new addition. And then they've got the other one that completes the loop of the 3 Mile Island loop. You ask me why it's called 3 Mile Island, I have no idea.
Because it's 3 miles out from something.
Oh, there you go. You see the barge over here.
Sorry to hear that about your 2243, Conrail.
Rusty doghouse.
When it gets dusk like this, it starts to get really dark in the forest. I don't think my phone battery is going to make it, but when it starts getting really dark, my favorite part is the fireflies that come out.
Here's the other industry right here. And Bill always talked about wanting to set the switches so we just keep doing loops around here. I think it'd be pretty fun.
Look at this, so cool. Lambo asked if we made it back to the Indy 500. We sure did. It was a great time out there. Conrail 666. I don't know if the 9400 is headed back to the Illinois Railway Museum. I gotta be honest with you. I'm not 100% sure what that is. So can you give me a little clarification?
You know,
Hey, if you're just joining us, thanks for being here. Welcome to GFW Trains, where we talk about everything but mostly trains. Riding behind Bill Cabernis, who is operating, I think I got that right, 84 steam locomotive consolidation, and we're riding behind him on the White Creek Railroad here in Cedar Springs, Michigan. It's another Timothy over here.
Fun fact, so that cemetery over there, every single one of Russ's animals is buried there, and they have a gravestone.
All right, so now we're going through some tunnel areas. This is kind of cool. Hopefully we won't lose you again. We get lost you going through the tunnel. Just so you know, the BN 9400 is the first SD70 Mac delivered to the Burlington Northern in 1994, Georgia.
There you go. I have no idea if it's going to IRL.
You just got some compliments about those muscles there, Bill.
What?
Just got some compliments about those muscles, Muscle Man Bilko. So my battery is running dead here. So if I lose you, it's because the battery in my phone's dead. Otherwise, we're gonna go about an hour, and we're gonna shut the stream off at about an hour. Here comes another train coming down the opposite direction. You can see the red light there. Looks like that might be a nickel plate. How you going, guys? Never made it on the steam engine.
Woo-woo! Listen to that labor truck, baby! One thing I love about the railroad is the ties here. There's no gravel, it's just in the moss. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
I wonder how that works, if they like move around or what.
I bet you at one point that they were in gravel and the moss just grew over the
Yeah,
gravel.
I mean, stuff wears out, right? So like, I wonder how pain it is
Yeah.
to replace stuff, you know? This is where I was struggling.
Hey, thanks for joining us, Ira. Good to see you. Fun to have you on board.
Nickel plate.
There's a nickel plate. Here comes another steam locomotive coming the other way. Got some of that big coal on that nickel plate. help her. Randall Ellison in the house. Good to see you, Randall. Just so you know, we still got that boxcar that's up in the GFW Trains Hall of Fame shelf in the train room.
It's on the layout right now, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
No, this is the White Creek Railroad, Randall. It's in Cedar Springs, Michigan. We're behind Bill Cabernis up there. And the 84 Consolidation, Northern Pacific. Bilco Railroad, or B&L Express, wait, is it the Bilco Express subsidiary of WJK LLC? We're going to see Middle Tree. If you've been with us all along, this is Middle Tree going the opposite direction. Well, battery on my phone is about ready to die. I'm at about 4%, 3% right now, folks. So we're also about 2 minutes away from an hour. So I think what we're gonna do is we'll end this live stream at an hour here.
At either an hour or whenever the phone dies.
Well, give that niece of yours a big hug from us because we enjoyed her activities in the trains. Yep. So thanks again for everybody for joining us tonight. It's been fun bringing a live stream back to you. It's been a while since we've had the opportunity to do this on GFW Trains. Maybe we'll get a chance to do it again. Ooh, look at this. We're really flying now.
I'm not gonna say it.
It's like a roller coaster. Thanks, Katrina. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We had a great time being with you this evening.
Yeah, thanks for joining, guys. We had a great show today.
We certainly did. Bill?
We'll see you, folks. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in. And we'll exit the 84, chugging away down the main line.
Yeah, we had a...
What's up?
Bill and I had a Mexican standoff just there. You got that thing moving. He was waiting for me to say slow down. But
There we go. When it moves, it does it.
It bounces and then something shakes.
Right.
It did that yesterday.
But with that, everybody, thanks again, and GFW Trains out.
see you later, guys.